G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So guess what? It's been a while since we've done a members giveaway. Members prize, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to get stuck into that today. I normally do it at the 30-minute mark, so I'll probably just do that again. And there's heaps of new members actually. I guess it's so. Did we do a December members video? I can't remember. So what I'm doing, if you guys haven't been around for one of these, I just write all the members down on a ticket and then I draw one. I got to be careful. We're getting that many members that we could get a double up on initials. Is it? It's initials, isn't it? So you guys know Ashton in the chat. He was just here. He just came around, and I gave him a couple of flower horns for free. And he didn't understand why. First of all, I told him, you guys know, I love giving back to the community. A lot of you guys in the community help me out and give me free shit. And not just that. G'day, shout out to Tater Salad. Tater Salad's a member, but he requests not to be in these raffles, just because he's in the UK. So yeah, I like giving back a bit, and you guys know I've wanted to. I gave away a flower horn a little while ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to do it again, and I didn't know how, and I've been waiting for the right opportunity. And this young fella who's 14, he bought a flower horn off me. It was a I would say medium to high grade, which is a low grade for what I would sell, and I gave it to him for a pretty good price. And then when I met him, he was just so enthusiastic. He's got rid of all of his other fish, only wants to breed flower horns. And then I had a fader cross magma girl, if you remember the big gold-based fader, the dad of that little short body boy I'm going to try and breed soon. And it's a stout little girl, not a short body, but I've got personally no use for it, so I said he could have that. And then he rocked up, and super nice, polite kid, politely commenting on everything, saying how much he loves it, and he points to it's a little 4cm KZZ boy, and he's like, that one's awesome. So I was like, why don't you take it? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you can take that as well as the girl. So I gave him a KZZ boy, way smaller than I would sell, but it was like, if you guys remember, I took all of the white-eyed fish out of the KZZ batch. It was the best by far of the red eye of the KZZ. 100% won't be a cull, but definitely smaller than I would ever sell. But he was so excited. I guess we better say hello. Was that a nice little story time before we got into the live stream? G'day SE Aquatics, g'day G-Snap, g'day Anonymous, g'day Ilhaze, g'day Jackson, g'day John from the middle of nowhere, g'day Yorkshire Aquatics, g'day, did I say hi Eddie? G'day Eddie. I've got a problem here. My camera is literally right in front of the chat. Turns out I'm not very good at setting up for a live stream. If we fix that, do that here. We change the chat to all chat, because remember it always goes top chat, which annoys me. I didn't actually read any of the comments, I just read the names. Anonymous doesn't want to be in the competitions. I didn't know that. Why not, buddy? How many have you won? I think you've won 2. Alright, so if we call Anonymous, it's a redraw this week. John's out of hospital. That's always good. Hospital's never a great place to be. Oh, shit, sorry, that actually slipped my mind, John. I forgot you told me about that. I hope you're doing well. Obviously, if you're out of hospital, I presume that recovery is going good. Sending into town for surgery. Hope it goes smoothly for you. G'day, Dan. How are you? Too many other hobbies. I'm having drama with my aquaponics setup. So I need to buy springs. We can look on the live stream. Do you guys want to look on the live stream? Ready? Boom. Display capture. Now we need a window. What? Oh, that's the wrong one. Need that window there. eBay. I'm like in the middle of the bloody screen. How are you going to see what we're searching if I'm in the middle of the screen? 5mm spring. I haven't given you guys any context on why we need springs. So I need springs. Anybody know where I can buy little springs like this in Perth? I can't think of a shop that would sell them. So I pretty much need a spring like that. You can actually select a size. I need like 5mm by like 10mm, and then 10. But the problem is, if I order them online, not only are they coming from China, yep, in like 9 months from now, I can't test the strength of them. So I'll explain why a box of pens, that's the best idea anybody's told me in my life. That's such a good idea. I can't even see that. That came from Dan. Thanks, Dan. So I've got these. I spent way too much money. I can't even spell valve. So I spent more money than I really should have, really. So I bought a check valve. I can't see the exact one. Looks like that one there. So it's got like, you can't see the inside. There's a little one-way valve inside of this, but these check valves are designed to handle 60 psi of water pressure, whereas I'm putting like less than 1 psi of pressure through it. So I pulled it apart and I like cut the spring down, but the spring's just too firm, so it's like still not letting the air out. The other option is to actually get the grinder out and cut a square of a cement slab and put that on top of the bell. I guess I didn't even explain that either. It's in tomorrow's video. I built the bell siphons. I should read the comments while I'm here. I have a tree and these guys. Oh, chopping trees down, jeez. I got some trees that need chopping down. Oh man, it's on the other side. Why can't it be on this? Alright, so you guys can see my mouse. Yeah. So see this 2-inch cap here? That pipe that is the bell over the top. Or I don't know if this adapter fitting here is the bell or if the top bit's the bell. But we're going to call this... Oh, here. Look. Bell. Alright. We clarified that. So the bell in there just sits in there. And at the moment, mine floats. Because under here... my pipe runs quite a way. This pipe here sits full of water. So the air that's in here is meant to come down and out this pipe. But because mine's full of water, there's back pressure and it can't actually come down. So I put a one-way valve in this lid here to let the air that's in this chamber escape. But you can imagine there's no pressure. It's pretty much just the water pressure and the weight of the bell trying to push against the spring. And the spring was that strong, like I had to take a breath and blow as hard as I possibly could, and I could just move it. So I'm open to ideas in the chat. There'll be a cold Coopers waiting for you. I was like, why would my son be waiting for you and also be cold? Jesse from Hooked on Fish says, it's how your washing machine drains. What do you mean? A washing machine is on a siphon. Is that what you're trying to say? There's a pump in the bottom, isn't there? I'm so confused. Spent many years cutting trees down. I need to find a good arborist. I feel like a good one is hard to find. And like, I don't want someone to just come and chop my trees down. I want someone to actually analyze what branches are dangerous and trim them. Yeah, so if we get a pen. Anyway, yeah, so I'm on the hunt for some springs. Roughly 5mm by 10mm. So I watched a video and the guy had... Where did... This one. The guy had like... one of these valves here. He had like this one here. That one. Hang on, no, that one. Look, it literally says it's at Bunnings too. That's $24, but I'd rather find springs and make the ones I've got work. I was either thinking about putting a slab on top or drilling 2 holes in the side of, so, where'd it go? So this pipe here, oh, I don't know why I tried to draw a line then. Oh, come on. I'm not very good at this internet thing. So this pipe that's over the top, that's static, that can't come in or out. So I was thinking I could drill a hole there and just glue like a pen casing, take the pen out, and I could just slide that, or not even glue, just slide that in. That's option number 2. I think that's better than trying to put a slab in there. There is a third option, and it's not a bad idea. I can actually put some bricks under the end IBC to lift it, the very far one, and it would mean that the pipe at the bottom would be on a constant fall, so it would probably work as well. It means I'd need to take all the clay beads out to get bricks under it. Or maybe I could use like a car jack and try jack up each corner. The waterfall tank's going tomorrow. I can't remember who's taking it. He's also taking the 2 male Tenardi, which makes it easier for me. He was like, "You sure? I don't want to be greedy." And I was like, "Mate, it means I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone." Use thin reticulation, the pen will go brittle. Yeah, fair enough. I've got plenty of pipe laying around. And also, that pipe on the outside doesn't need to be airtight or anything, so we can chuck anything in there, can't we? I was trying to like fold the tickets to tear them better, but my desk doesn't have a nice square edge to tear it on. This is working, but oh, just as I said that, I tore someone's name in half. I've got to actually talk to the boys from Korean Pet Central and have a chat about the fish food, see if the next shipment's getting close. I've been going through Extreme like it's going out of fashion, especially since I got that new batch. The fish are loving it. You can definitely tell the difference between the new stuff, so hit up, if you're interested in extreme fish food, hit up Korean Pet Central and get some of the new batches, man. It's definitely different. Like, you can tell the difference between the food that's been microwaved and the food that hasn't. I know it's not called microwave, but that's what we're calling it today. What did Ian say? Did I miss that? Countries. Gum trees can't be trusted. Oh, that sucks that you guys been missing the live streams. Hopefully, if you want to, you can find the time to watch post stream. If you don't want to, I understand. Oh, Eddie's trying the extreme shrimp food. I should try some of that. Not that I've got shrimp, you know. No, I don't have shrimp. You guys saying that it's a buzz like climbing the trees? I could imagine it is. The closest thing I've done to that is like a maxed out scissor lift in Perth Airport with like a 5 meter by 5 meter area that, like, what do you call it, like shrouding, so like it's meant to be so the people can't see in while you're working, but I was like maxed out to the ceiling, so it was like, what was the point of putting the shroud around where I was working? But yeah, that was pretty, like, top of a scissor lift's pretty scary. That was actually a funny story. So I got sent to the airport by myself to do this job, and then I needed to get the scissor lift back to the hire place. And if you know anything about the airport, A, you can't leave a car unattended at the front of the airport, and B, you can't drive a scissor lift through the airport without a spotter. So I like drove the scissor lift out of the shroud, and I got to pretty much like the front doors, and then security came up to me, and I was like, look, well, can you just spot me for a minute? So security spots me to out the front, and then I had to like park it out the front, and then I went and got my car, brought it around, and I parked my car like 10 meters away, and then I had to like run to the scissor, like there's a trailer on my car and everything, clearly a contractor, but I was like running to the scissor lift, and security's like abusing me, and then they're like, you can't leave your car, you can't leave your car, and then I was like, you need to make a decision, either I go back to my car or that scissor lift sits there for 2 hours while I wait for somebody from my work to come. And he ended up letting me get the scissor lift, but they were not impressed at all. There's a cool another little story time. I got sidetracked. I didn't tear up my tickets. Do you reckon, like, is it bad to like say names of members? What do you guys reckon? Do you think it's alright to like celebrate new members and like say their name on the live streams? What are you guys chatting about? 20 meter tower today doing training. I've got a story about chopping the trees as well. I have trimmed my own trees before, and there's a reason that I'm not trimming them again. So, I'll tell you, since you're all asking. I bought a 6 meter extension ladder home from work, and my dad had, I can't remember if it's 3 meter pole chainsaw. I think they're 3 meters. I definitely don't think they're 6 meters. So one thing I also did, I bought a 6 meter length of alley, no, it would have been 4 meters length of alley home from work, and I cable tied the chainsaw to the alley, and then I rigged up the trigger so that way I had like a 6-7 meter pole saw. That was dodgy in itself, because I couldn't, it was that heavy, like I had to like swing it up and then just let it fall onto the branch I wanted to cut. So then my dad came over, right, and I got like this 6 meter extension ladder. We fully extend it, right, and there's a branch coming over sideways, and we put the ladder up on this branch, and the branch is huge. Like, if you've ever seen in the videos there's a hole in my fence, it's because this branch fell through it. It was like completely horizontal and went out probably like 4 to 5 meters with like gum tree branching off of it. You know how bushy gum tree gets. Diameter would have been like 200 mil, like heaps of weight behind it. So my dad like gets up there and he's like gonna cut it, and then I'm like, stop, that branch is gonna come up when the weight's taken off of it. And he's like, no, it should be right. And then I was like, at least tie a rope around the branch and tie it to the ladder. So yeah, I'd rather be above the branches. So exactly as I said, my dad cuts this branch and the ladder goes bang, like falls forward. We had the rope pretty tight, so like it fell forward like 500 mil and caught him. So if it didn't, he would have fallen like 5-6 meters straight to the ground. But it got funnier after that, because there was no way to untie the ladder from the tree. So the ladder was stuck on the tree. The story has some detail. So then the ladder's like hanging from the tree. So then I've got like an A-frame ladder, like climbing that, trying to get the pole saw to hit the rope and like cut the rope. Man, and that's when I decided I don't cut my own trees anymore. What's that? You guys say? My Pleco got held for ransom the other day. That doesn't sound good. Plecos get it bloody expensive anyway. Dan's left the memberships because of the financial advisor. I don't care, Dan. Honestly, I don't expect anyone to be a member. I'm not a member of anyone. I've never even tried to set up memberships. So I fully understand people not being a member. This B-roll clip in the background is pretty bloody old. There's still like the F2 boys in the background there. Ashton, if you're watching the replay, that boy in that tank right there, that's the boy that you've got. Oh, our Coles order just arrived. Oh, see that? That's the sun glistening in. Yeah, tied to the ladder. He had to remember because he likes my glasses. It's an interesting reason to gain membership. Dan's found a loophole. Wow, John's asking for rock and driftwood, and I guess you need it shipped. Rock would get pretty expensive to ship, wouldn't it? Is there any rivers nearby? I shouldn't really say that. I know it's the wrong thing to do. But I used to have it's photo time, guys. Let's see if we can find a photo. I used to have some locally acquired wood, we'll call it. Pictures. Show me the pictures. Camera. I don't want camera. Just tell me. I should sit down that file. I just want to go into a gallery. It reckons it doesn't even exist anymore. Oh my god, what's going on here? There's an... Ooh, fish. There we go. I found the folder I was looking for. Don't know. Here. Oh, that was quick. That's like a record time for me finding a photo during a live stream. Oh, I miss this tank. I really miss this tank. What do you do about? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. We don't really need my big mug in the middle of it. So that massive piece of like 7 foot of wood in there, that's from the local water dwelling. Time and location for the super chat deal. Sounds like a bit of a drug deal. G-Snap laughed at me swimming in the koi pond. I don't think you understand, man. Like, it's so hot. I just need to engulf myself in a body of water. It's a necessity in my life. Texas rock's expensive. I can understand why you don't want to sell it, because as soon as you do, you'll want it for something. Is it illegal? I'm 90% sure it's illegal to take rock from the river. I love like river stone too. I've always wanted to go up to like the hills and get river stone. I've got, so like the rock that's in my forefoot with the goldfish, I'm actually like 60% sure that's like West Australian river rock, but I didn't collect it. It was given to me. Can we just like have a bit of appreciation to the random assortment of fish that were in that tank? I would never keep this collection these days, I promise. You can see there's a Texas cichlid in the middle. There's a frontosa directly behind it. What else? There's is it Fulubu? There's silver sharks at the top. There's obviously the Africans. There's a single clown loach, which is also a no-no. They should be in a group. I miss having a big pleco. I might try find an albino sailfin. I'm getting new fish. I'm getting new fish on Sunday. But there's a problem. I need to fix the 5x2.5 that's currently empty. I got new fish and I need that tank. But the thing is, problem with getting new fish, and then I use that 5x2.5, there's a colony of red fin cadango which is meant to go in that 5x2.5. So you can see the dilemma I have on my hands. Also, I was setting up a tank for the red hump heads, and I ended up putting the Code Blue Lunacara in it. So I'm in a situation. I need to thin out. Oh, I said silver sharks. I've been swiftly corrected by G-Snap. Yes, Bala sharks is the correct name. Yeah, that's a Texas. The only good thing about selling this tank is it didn't suit my house. So like the floor of the tank was 800 deep, so it's like 2'7" or something. 8 foot front to back, and the wall that it was on is only 600, so like the little nib wall. So to open my back door, you had to put your hand behind the tank, flick the latch, and then pull the door open, and it was actually sticking 200 into the doorway. It looked dumb. In saying, like, I miss this tank, the 8x2x3 looks pretty cool at the moment. I think that's kind of one of the reasons I haven't thrown any haste into fixing the Stingray tank. It's because it looks so good in the 8 foot. It looks so cool. I'm so stoked with it. And it's just meant to be, that's actually meant to be a flower horn grow out, that tank. I just reminded myself that even though it looks cool, I've got a lot of flower horns that could actually use that tank if I get my ass into gear. That was a DIY 3D background there. So I don't know, like the novice fish keeper in me loved it, because like you gotta remember guys, this was pretty much my first proper tank. I had like a 4 foot when I was a teenager, and then I think I've told you the story quite a few times. My wife, at the time girlfriend, moved in with me, and she left her 3 foot at her parents', which is currently still there and still got fish in it. And she wanted a fish tank again when she moved into the rental with me. I rang in real estate. They said yes, I could have a fish tank. And one of the guys at work knew a guy or something that would, I think it was a bit of a sad situation. Like, he'd had a divorce, and this tank right here in this picture, he was actually going to build it and put it in his wall. So it's a very odd sized tank. Like, it's like 8'7" by 2'7" by 2'7", and the reason it's such an odd size is because it had to fit into like a window. I'll try to find some older photos. Might be a bit hard. So what was my point? Oh yeah, so this tank wasn't built. It was a flat pack. I think I paid 600 for the glass. I had never built a tank in my life. No idea what I was doing. Bit of research. I actually got some advice from the guys at Weber's Aquariums, of all places, and I just decided to build this tank. So the tank's also built differently to how I would build it. The ends sit on top of the bottom, and then the front runs down past the bottom. I don't know if I'll be able to find photos that old. Hang on, I know how to do this. Hey babe, can you find the photo of me laying in the fish tank? Alright, so we'll get the missus to find it, and then she can send it to me. Yeah, so I built that tank with no experience. I didn't even know what silicone to use. I just got silicone from Weber's actually. So that was like nine years ago, and this tank is still holding water today, I presume. I think if it exploded, I would have got a message at least. Oh look, there's a convict cichlid in there. I haven't been reading the comments. Anonymous says have I come up with a way to fiberglass the tank? No, I haven't. I know how to fiberglass it. It's just a shit job. just line it with a tarp. I've honestly thought about throwing a pond liner in there. Keeping Fish Jamaica, welcome, welcome. Evening from my end, but obviously morning where you are. I get like a fascination out of people tuning in from the other side of the world. It just seems like so bizarre. And like, I guess that's like living in old times, and like, it's not that it's not bizarre, is it? It's just it's crazy how easy it is to connect to the world these days. I'm gonna keep looking for this photo. I know it's in this album. I want another one of these, so I said to you guys just before, I want another Pleco. This is kind of the reasoning why I miss this guy. But it's a tough one because they're just so messy, and it's not like I would try to breed them. Where else? Where can we find that? I know it would be on Facebook. Huh? Oh, are you on Facebook? I don't know where, like, to you guys, I don't know where my photos all are. Unfortunately, I've mixed them up on 2 different hard drives. Oh well, doesn't matter. Just imagine that tank that you guys can see in the background, and imagine me laying down on it with a silicone. Oh. Apparently I was in my undies, but I don't really care. Oh, we haven't done the competition. What's the time? We're 12 minutes late. Oh. My coffee mug's not dry enough to do a raffle in. Is now. My missus just handed me some minties. I don't really know where she got minties from. I dropped a ticket on the ground. Huh?
That's the winner.
Mrs. says that the ticket that was dropped on the ground should be the winner. First person to comment yes or no wins. Only fans. Yeah. Chevy is like seeing where I'm coming from. With like, the novelty wears off after a bit, eh? Anonymous says yes, so we don't need the coffee cup. Everyone says yes. It's a mutual decision. Oh. It's like a fish on the ground, but not fish. It's a member on the ground. I feel like that's perfect way to draw something on the Rumbles Fish Room channel, is the one off the ground. So did I tell you guys so did I tell you guys about the flower horn that I dropped, and you guys all commented saying you dropped one? At least like the camera focuses. That's my favourite thing about this camera. I've been, oh my god, I give up. It's DAH. I don't remember who that is. DAH. I've got... Is it a D? What's going on here? Oh. It's one of the new. It's a new member. I don't know how to say that. That's why it's DAH, because it's one word. There's not. There's no initial. I'm gonna say the hoster. The hoster. I might even. I don't know. I might even send just a small gift card, because if they're not in Australia, I don't know if I can send fish food, or maybe I can like order Amazon food and get it sent to their address or something. I wish I knew how to say that. I'm going to type it in chat. There you go. I don't know how to pronounce it. The ticket doesn't count because it's not alive. Dan says it's down. Yeah. Yeah. So did I finish the story? So, you guys commented that the fish fell on the floor off the plate, and I didn't see it fall off, and I didn't actually remember to check. I did read the comments while I was at work, and you get home from work, you forget. And someone came over to get a fish, to get a flower horn, and he was like, by the way, did you find that fish on the ground? And I was like, what fish? And he gets down on his knees right where the ladder was and picks up this fish on the ground. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh. So a white-eyed camphor flower horn, potentially worth, I'm not even going to say, like lots of money. And I didn't even notice that I dropped it. And it's just passed away on the ground. It looked like a little short body too. Like it looked like a nice fish. G'day Maddie, how are you? I really could have used your help today, Maddie. I'm having issues with one-way valves, but I think it was Dan said to get some ballpoint pens and get the spring out of it and replace the spring in the one-way valve with the softer spring, and we can get it to work. And I'm saying this when you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. I feel like a minty is a shit thing to chew on a live stream. We're not going to do it. I'll have the minties after the live stream, and you guys can be like, oh, that's good, Brennan will be enjoying his minties right about now. Have you noticed, like, you see on YouTube, like, all these people give away cars and that, and, like, literally every single person says, I never win anything. Oh. I need to message you, Jesse. I think I need to buy something off you. It comes in a tin. And it plenishes baby fish. Blake stoked that I didn't. Look how close I got. The minty is literally basically unwrapped. It's kind of like the time that I had the packet of chips in front of me, and I was like, every time I take a bite, I would realize what I'm doing. Misophonia. I don't even know what that word is. I learnt a new word today. I can't even remember what it is. TikTok teaches me heaps of things. I think we can all like a condition which individuals experience intense anger or disgust when they are confronted with sounds made by other humans. I gathered that's what it meant, but I just had to clarify. I have you guys heard of the word linguistic? I think it was linguistic. Or was it must have been different. That says it might have been like in linguistic. It was the opposite to linguistic. Study of human language. It was like a word which means basically like they don't talk much. They're like shy. I can't remember. I learned a new word and I forgot. G'day Norbert, how are you? What have I missed here? I think they are KZZ. What do you think of KZZ? What shrimp? Who's got shrimp? Not me. I can't remember what I was talking about. Jesse, what do you mean I think they're KZZ? Which fish? And I can confirm. So, I've been doing research and I've been watching videos on breeders, line breeding birds, line breeding dogs, line breeding guinea pigs, and then you try to search line breeding flower horns and there is absolutely nothing on the internet about it. But from what I can gather, one of the guys at work, he's in his 60s and when he was younger he bred finches and like he was right into it on property like a commercial breeder, and talking to him and like my knowledge of flower horn breeding, it sounds like it's exactly the same. Only shrimp. Yeah. Cooper said wants to say hello. Hang on. We gotta go bigger if Cooper's coming on. He just woke up. Yeah. Look at the camera. That little black thing that is disguised as a box, that's actually a camera. That's a white piece of paper. Here, look at the paper. I think he's a little bit stunned by the 3 24-inch screens in front of him. Look, they go all the way to there and all the way. It's actually like, what's our field of view? Is it 180 degrees? So I reckon the monitors sitting here looking straight, they're probably like 120 degrees. I could actually work it out, like I'm a cabinet maker, but I can't be bothered. 37 here in Perth right now. Yes. Yeah. Does anybody... I feel like when I'm at work, my productivity goes from... Oh, he's touching your mic. Yeah, that's alright. You can grab the mic. He's going to be a rapper when he gets older. Look at him grab the mic. So, like, as soon as it goes over, like, 35, 36, I feel like my productivity drops by, like, 70 to 90%. And, like, I don't really... I guess I should feel bad for not doing any work, but I can't move away from the fan. Yeah, he's going to be a streamer when he gets older. He's a, Mrs. reckons she's going to rent him out for parties as a bubble machine. He doesn't really seem like a baby anymore. It's crazy how fast it changes. No, I haven't dropped Cooper yet. Alright, I'll catch you later, Eddie. You'll only miss 5 minutes because I'm going to shut it down in 5 minutes. I've got to go see if my bell siphons are working. And I'm 99% sure they're not. Only on his head. I don't understand, like... I think I just scared him with my voice. I don't understand how miners work in like 50 degrees. How's that humanly possible? Because like 50 degrees is a lot warmer than 40 degrees. Yeah, 30 degrees humid is pretty hectic too. Like, I struggle in like Thailand and Bali weather. The only thing is you're on holiday, so you kind of tolerate it a bit more. So that's a point. SE Aquatics. When I was on holidays, I was in the aircon and I was going outside and to the fish room to do tasks, and it felt so much hotter than when I'm at work from 5 in the morning, when it's like, even at 5 in the morning, it's been like 32 to 34 degrees. It feels hotter going in and out of the aircon, and like a couple of guys at my work are constantly in, out, in, out, in, out, and I just feel like they must get so tired from that, and like it can't be good for your immune system. And like, so this is another story that's probably more information than you guys need, but the air conditioner is controlled in the main office, and then one office just has like a random T-pipe attached to it with a vent in the office, and the square meterage is way smaller than the main office. So it's like an icicle, like it's got to be 16 degrees in there, and coming out, and then the factory is like 44 degrees. 53 with 80% humidity. How do you live? The fish room is like 29 with 80% humidity, and I struggle in the fish room for extended periods. It's like I got to make a decision. Leave the door open and watch the power bill go up, or close the door and deal with the humid heat. How much difference is it between 42 and 50 degrees? That's what I want to know. Maybe I should just go up north to experience it. I'm pretty sure I'll hate it. I don't even go on my motorbike unless it's under 25 degrees. And that doesn't even mean like 25 degrees. That means maximum of the day 25, and I'm home by 10:30, 11. So I'm only riding from like 6 a.m. till 9:30, 10. Jesse always airs his room out. Yeah, well I do, because I work in there and I leave the door open. So I do it as well, but not on purpose really. Actually, I don't even think my fish room would be 80% humidity anymore. Adding a fan to it made a huge difference, and adding lids. I need to do a lids episode. I know it seems like boring content, But the only way I'm going to finish lidding the tanks is if I make an episode on it. So sometimes you guys are my motivation to actually do the work. I actually, no, let me take that back. Not sometimes, all the bloody time. Like, you guys don't understand how much more I get done on that fish room because I make a video every day. It's like that fish room is built by YouTube. Insane. Like, a lot of it was built before I started YouTube. But it definitely, what's the word? Like, rekindled it for me. I remember, I think like before I started YouTube, I think I was losing interest in the hobby. And like one of the reasons I wanted to start YouTube is because I knew that it would force me to do more stuff in the fish room. And look at me now. So 42 to 50 feels like 28 to 40. I'm not about it. I have no plans in ever going anywhere that is 50. I think the hottest I've ever, well, I don't know, is it 50 in like a factory? Because like my work, when it's 40, I think today Perth was 41 and inside our workshop was 44. So, I don't know. I don't remember it ever getting past like 42 outdoors or like Perth temperature, like the main Perth CBD temperature. I just go by that. You go by so I work in Henderson. You go by that temperature. It says like 36 and like inside our factory is like 44. Like the weather meter must be like sitting a meter from the water on the coast there. Who knows? Alright, so Dan, you say one side's done and you've hit a brick wall. That's exactly what I did. So that rack there that's beside me with all the 2.5 foot tanks, I built that wall, and then the room sat with fish in those tanks. The water change system wasn't hooked up. I had all of the parts purchased sitting in the shed. I maybe had the 5 foots behind me there. And that was it for like probably 6 to 12 months. And then the 7x4 kind of just stumbled into the room. I think I was like on a tight budget and like that wall just happened to be a 7 foot gap. So I was going to replace the bottom and put it in there. And then it was in my shed on the ground holding water with the cracked base. And then I was like, well, it's holding water there, so let's just chuck it in. And then I was actually going to replace the base in situation before I put the tanks on top. And clearly that didn't happen. That's cool, G-Snap. Don't get me wrong, like, I've wasted some serious money trying to do shit that I can't do and then failing at it. It's not like everything I try works, but I feel like 8 or 9 out of 10 projects that I try to achieve, I accomplish. And with the internet these days, like, it's just, there's so much information. Oh, you got all the racks up. That's exactly the same. So if you, so you know how we put the 9 foots in, because I built the 9 foots after the YouTube channel. If anybody can remember, cast your memory back, that rack on that wall was there the whole time that I've been on YouTube, and there was never tanks on it. If you remember, I had like a couple of little 2 foots like sitting on the edge of like the 9 foot rack. I fully understand the whole. So somebody said something to me a little while ago. With projects, just chip at it. Do one little thing every day or every second day. Doesn't matter how small it is, because the more days between touching the project, the harder it is to pick the project back up. And that is exactly what happened with my Gemini. I was at ham and tong on that every single day, working on it for minimum an hour, cutting the tunnel, putting the motor in and everything. And then I got it running. I drove it once or twice, and then I decided I was just going to have a week off, have a bit of a break to celebrate finishing it, and then now it's like 4 years later. YouTube, WD-40 and duct tape. Yeah, so there was guppies sitting on that edge. And then if you remember, there was also guppies sitting up on top of the fry tank rack. Because remember the racks in the middle of the room? I built the racks before I'd actually even got tanks for them. Chevy says the projects need to be a list. So one of the guys, I shouldn't. It's story time again. This is a bad story. One of the guys I used to work with, like total cooker. I don't condone doing drugs, but this guy used to get the billy out, have a bit of a smoke, and he would look at his car and write a list, step by step, what had to be done. And then he would get the glass Barbie out, smoke that one, and then follow the list step by step. Now, I've never had the glass Barbie, but what he reckoned is you're motivated to do shit, but you just keep getting sidetracked. So he... like, just an absolute idiot, to be honest. But like, that's what he thought was a good way to be productive. The live stream's going off the rails at the end here, so we should have ended it 8 minutes ago. Mr. Fish, sir, the waterfall tank might be going tomorrow. So then I'll be in the market for some insulation so I can insulate that back wall of the shed. Doing a full home a week on your own. Not been. I'd like to presume that most of this chat hasn't been on the glass barbecue. I don't understand how anybody could even try it for the first time. Like, just with the news and like two of my school friends committed suicide, drug related. Like, it's just a bad time. I came back to the chat and we were talking about glass barbecues. Yeah, this is actually a drug awareness live stream, and I'm trying to teach you guys how to not do drugs. Oh, Dan's doing fit outs. I'm doing the hardest kitchen I've ever done in my life. Like, I've been on it for 2 weeks and I haven't even finished building one kitchen. It's crazy. I'm not even halfway through building one kitchen. It's insane. Drugs are bad and coy. So, I don't know, I haven't seen a comment lately, but when I first started my YouTube channel, everybody said Rumble's been ripping Billy's. And I still think that half of you guys wouldn't even believe me now if I said that I don't rip Billy's. I promise I don't. Hell, I've been sober since, completely sober. I've had 4 beers total. Would you count like a single beer as sober? I have been not maggot since the 22nd of somewhere between the 20th and the 22nd of December 2020. Some of the idiots on Facebook. Did anybody see the tool commenting on one of my videos about the moderation on Aquarium Enthusiasts Australia? I get inboxes, people angry that I haven't like blocked somebody for being rude, as if like I sit there and filter through every comment on the page. It's pretty funny. And it's like, did you report the comment? Because you know how like Facebook, there's the report feature which sends the comment to the admins, and they're like, nah, I didn't report it. And it's like, how do you expect one of the admins to police it if you haven't reported the comment? Yeah, Chevy, that's not good. Dan says been popping pingers. Are you talking about me? So that is... Yeah. Sober life. So it's funny because everyone actually says to me, oh, you got a baby so you stopped drinking. I actually stopped drinking about a month before we decided to start trying for a baby. So it just like lined up pretty well, I reckon. Over partying, and then baby comes along. Gee snap, did you just learn what pingers are? Let's end the stream, guys. This is getting ridiculous. No, don't Google blue waffle. Man, that's old, Dan. That's got to be like 15 years old. I feel like you're showing your age talking about blue waffles. Oh, Liam's just rocked up. G'day. Oh, Craig's just rocked up too. G'day, Craig. I'm ending it because the chat's gone horrible. But it was I started the horribleness. What's wrong? There's some haste in my wife. So like on a leaving note, I'm allergic to alcohol because I used to get like a red chest when I would drink, and now because I would have built up a tolerance. Now that tolerance has disappeared because I don't drink anymore, and when I have one beer, I get like a rash like the whole way up my neck, like all the way up to my ears. So yeah, it's just a no deal for me anymore. 2-foot tanks are soon. I need to find some wood. There's some pallets at work which would be perfect, like nice 90 by 45 pallets, but another guy claimed them. So I'll keep working on him to give me them. Alright, anyway guys, I'm off. Peace out.